now that hadn't changed. It was a pity that no one could see or hear her. Am I schizophrenic? Am I hearing voices and hallucinating? Despite how cliché it may sound, I would describe her voice as that of an angel. I couldn't think of a more fitting description for it. Now then. Oh, that was her. Oops. As if shaking off the final reverberations, Phorni opened her eyes. Like her, I returned to reality from my reverie and lifted my hands from the keyboard. It's that late already? Yeah, pretty late. Time flew whenever we continually practiced like this. It was probably because I concentrated so much on playing that I felt exhausted every time I snapped back into reality. And that was why I didn't rehearse with Phorni every day. It was our agreement to do so only on Sundays. Once I replied to Ari's letter, Phorni would exclaim as she did earlier. Let's perform our ensemble. Yes, I know. Even though she had a tiny frame and a childlike voice, Phorni was always reminding me about the things I needed to do. I couldn't say it suited her appearance, but she looked kind of cute doing it, so I didn't mind telling me what to do. Yeah, about this art style. I think this is romance, so it's gonna be pretty weird when all the people look like kids. And I think we are even kids. Oh, how old are... I'm 17, I think. My character, Chris. I think Ari is as well. I don't know. This might be also because she reminded me of Ari's younger sister, my other childhood friend, Torta. Uh-oh. Yeah, good night. I had long become accustomed to Phorni's way of vanishing like that. Her existence certainly was a wonder, but deep down inside I had probably always harbored a desire to accept her presence. Thanks to her and all the time I'd been here, I'd never been affected by loneliness or the alienation of living in a land I'd felt I didn't belong to. Good night. Lunetti. Oh, I bet that's Monday. Is that Italian for Monday? I don't know. The soft sound of streaming water. The sound of rain flowing through a zinc gutter. The few rays of lights that managed to pass through the thin clouds made for poor illumination. I started to get up and turn on the light, but when I noticed the presence beside my pillow, I stopped in surprise. Good morning. Why are you on my bed? Wow, thanks. Are there sleeping faces that don't? Having apparently lost interest already, she gave me a satisfied look and flapped her wings a few more times. I picked her up and brought her to her favorite spot in front of the window. She sat down and started to swing her legs around playfully. What time is it now? It's 9 o'clock. Wow, that would not have been nice, Phorni. I reached for the alarm clock on my desk and cancelled the alarm. Perhaps I'd grown accustomed to Phorni's rash ways of waking me, since nowadays I seem to be waking up naturally even before my alarm went off. Then again, since my sleeping hours were pretty regular, setting my alarm was just a precaution. Okay, I suppose I'll get changed. Someone just screamed downstairs, that kinda scared me. What if I want to forget about the letter? What if there's someone new? I put it in my bag yesterday. Phorni nodded approvingly and gazed at the rain outside, signaling the end of that conversation. As usual. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it said that it always rains in this visual novel. We're in a place where it never stops raining. As usual. I quickly got changed and headed for the front door. I didn't usually eat breakfast and Phorni didn't eat at all. So all I had to do before I left was wash my face and change my clothes. Shower? Or is your face okay? Face is fine. As I opened the door, the first thing to reach my ears was the sound of rain spattering on the pavement. Though it wasn't a loud sound by any means, it was a constant irritation to my ears, like earwax that couldn't be cleaned out. I hate that. I wanted to has anyone seen that commercial for like the wax vac or something like that? It's got a funny infomercial. But yeah, it's like this ear vacuum. That actor's hilarious. Unintentionally so, I believe. It was just like bad acting that I found really funny. Look at that commercial if you get a chance. The City of Rain. It was hard not to be reminded of that name when you arrived here for the first time. There had been a time when the town was actually called the City of Rain, and even the town's current name, Piova, originated from it. However, nowadays, this town was known as the City of Music. The residents of the town all acknowledged this and seemed to take pride in it. I stepped underneath the eaves of a store along the street. These eaves were created long ago to provide people shelter from the rain. I'm assuming this is an eave, or maybe that is, I don't know. I shook my head lightly and brushed the droplets off my clothes. I could do that casually, which was a sign of just how accustomed I had become to living in this town. Perhaps the residents too had become a little too used to the rain falling year-round, since no one usually carried an umbrella. I'm going inside. No, I'm not. It would be a week before I could hold Aries' next letter. I clicked. Okay. In my mind, I unconsciously pictured the way I would spend the week waiting for her letter. This time that I had grown all too accustomed to. This town that I had grown all too accustomed to. This was just like any other week, but I couldn't shake off this lingering, uneasy feeling. The feeling that I need to get a partner. Or, okay, that feeling. Like this town wasn't really my place to be. A strange feeling. I sometimes got the silly thought that if I didn't have Phorni, Torta, and the letters from Ari, time itself might have just stopped moving. Excuse me. Suddenly a stranger's voice brought me back from my reverie. I turned around. I'd like to send... Oh, he said that. Oh, right, excuse me. Oh, am I just standing right in front of the thing? Okay, I am going to turn up... Sound effects down. Voice up. Maybe not down that much. Back. After giving me a light bow, the man inserted his letter into the mailbox and left. How long had I been lost in thought? Torta and Phorni often told me this, but it appeared I really did have a bad habit of suddenly slipping into deep thought. It would be bad if I caught a cold because I let myself get drenched. I decided to stop thinking about it and began walking leisurely in the direction of the school. What time does your school start, man? I finally arrived at the campus. It was a little past 10. Nope. It's exactly 10. Wrong. Since I still had 20 minutes before my private lesson would begin, I took my time strolling towards the main building. The students whose classes start at this time are rare, but they do exist. Oh, I'm tired, man. It's past 10 for me. That's true. 10 at night, though. My chair's so squeaky. Stop squeaking. I can't believe... 10? starting at like 10:30 for classes. That'd be weird. My classes right now start at 7. That's annoying. It's annoying to wake up that early, but I mean, it's okay. It's just, I'd rather go early, but I go early and end at 3 o'clock. 7 to 3. Okay. You wouldn't see any freshmen or juniors, since their classes begin early in the morning, but most of the senior year course load is private lessons, which generally begin later in the day. There was the option to have the private lessons in the morning, but since most students preferred doing it in the afternoon, it wasn't very crowded at this time of day. If I chose to have my lesson during second period, which starts at 10:30, getting up in the morning wouldn't be all that painful. Combined with the fact that I didn't really like crowds, I chose to have my lessons during second period. This is a nice campus. Look at that artwork. That guy's got an awesome mustache. On foot, it took several minutes to cross the hallways lined with lecture halls and arrive at the private classrooms. As expected from a prominent musical institute competing on a national level, it was quite big. I headed for my designated classroom while inhaling the fresh and slightly damp morning air. Since language classes, harmonic classes, and for freshmen, general education classes were all taught here, there were many people present in this area. However, it was silent here because all the rooms were soundproof. That makes sense. But then, in the afternoon, you could still hear the rustle of people in spite of that. But I liked the atmosphere here in the morning. The compressed air in the hallway muffled the sound of the rain, but I could still feel it in my bones. That's kinda weird. Excuse my interruption. What did you interrupt, man? I had arrived over 15 minutes before the appointed time of 10:30. So, oh, jeez, it just took me 5 minutes to open that door. So Miss Cordell wasn't here yet. Uh-oh. Miss Cordell. Is she gonna be one of the girls I can go after? She generally arrived here 10 minutes early, but today I happened to be even earlier. Well now. I pulled out a chair and took my Fortelle out of its case. There was another Fortelle in the room, but my own instrument still felt like the best one for me. Concentrating on my fingers, I played a few notes. Okay, here we go. Let's play. Dang it, no! After playing like this for a few minutes, I heard the door open behind me.
Ohayo.
Ohio. Good morning, madam. I thought she was I don't know. Gray hair. Looked like a monocle? I guess? I don't know. Turned around and returned her greeting. Still looks like a kid.
構わない。続けろ。
Actually, I'm done now.
そうか。ならいい。まだ時間は少し早いな。
Yeah, like 15 minutes.